And now, on with the show. And now, on with the show. And now, on with the show.
The Green Lantern's oath is to protect people. And we both know I do a better job of this than you. Your time is up.
I'm gonna take this city back.
This should be tons of fun.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Superlair, and we are here because we have our very first teaser trailer for DC Studios' Clayface. It's kind of a big deal, man. This is the first real piece and corner of the DCU Gotham and Batman. This is something that has been, talked about by Mike Flanagan years ago. So the fact that it's reality is crazy. And the trailer is out as we speak. We'll talk a little bit about what we want to see, where our hype levels are at before we go into it. But let's start bringing on panel members. JG, how we doing?
Doing great, brother. Doing great. How you doing, man?
Very good. I got Michael later tonight. I got the Clayface trailer today, right now. So that's, feasting with content. Can't complain.
For sure.
MovieKing.
Stop again.
I know we were just here for Daredevil, and we are reunited way too soon. I know you're sick of me, but
Hell no. I'll never get sick of any of you. Well, maybe JG, but that's a different story.
And for the very first time, I've known this dude for like 4 years, and he finally is a panel member. Austin, how we doing?
I'm good. How about you guys?
We're ready. We're ready for this trailer.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Wait, it's on YouTube? I can't find it.
Yeah, it should be uploaded there shortly. If not, we'll watch it through Twitter, which is no big deal. But before we get into this trailer, right? Our general hype levels, how we feel about this, let's get that out of the way. Because when we're talking about Batman villains, generally speaking, and it's impossible to choose a top 5 because they are all peak, and Batman does have the best rogues gallery members. But Clayface is a top 5 Batman villain for me. I love Clayface. And when Mike Flanagan back in 2021 said that he wanted to develop this exact film that we're seeing right now, I was like, oh my God, old regime DCEU, Warner Brothers would be stupid not to make it. And now it has a second life in James Gunn's DCU. So it's incredibly exciting and awesome to see it become a reality that we're here already. And like I said earlier, it's the first piece of the DCU Gotham and Batman. I'm hyped. I'm ready. So we'll work down the panel. How we feeling about Clayface in general?
Oh, me? Okay. Intrigued, man. Intrigued. I know one thing a lot of DC fans and Batman fans have wanted is more different villains, right? I mean, Joker's great, but we see him every single time, right? He's like Superman's Lex Luthor. We see Lex Luthor all the time. Bring in somebody different. And it's gonna be very interesting. I wonder if they are going to build a universe within a universe. What I mean by that is kind of like what Sony did, which was, even though they butchered it with bringing in, doing like a lot of solo villain movies for bringing them all into one. I wonder if Gunn is going to try to attempt something similar but a little different, because Clayface is unique.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Okay, we got 2 more panel members to go. We'll dive right in. Austin, how are we feeling about this?
I am so excited. Clayface and Lanterns are like neck and neck for my most anticipated DCU project. And we'll see after the trailer if it comes out on top.
Okay, MovieKing.
Yeah, I'm just intrigued about it because I'm not much of a. I mean, I love Batman, but I'm not really much of a Batman fan. But when they announced that this Clayface movie was going to be like a body horror, it piqued my interest because I don't think cinematic universes have ever gone down that route before. I mean, I don't know if I would count Multiverse of Madness because that was just light horror. But them, if they're actually leaning into like the full body horror of this character, that would be interesting, especially since I'm not much of a Clayface guy. But if this movie turns out to be good, then I might become one. So I'm really intrigued and a little bit excited.
Okay, all right. So where does Clayface rank for you in Batman villains for you guys? Is he a top 5 or is he, close? Like where's he ranking for you guys?
He's like bottom tier, in my opinion. That's only because I don't really see much of him, at least from my perspective.
if I'm doing things based off the Batman animated series, top 5. But if I was to go about in general, yeah, I'd say kind of bottom tier. Because Batman does have the best rogue gallery of villains. It's time to see why he has the best rogue gallery of villains.
It's hard for me to like rank Batman villains just because there's so many ones that would be worthy of top 5. I kind of agree. Like if it's Batman the animated series, he's like top 5, top 3. But in general, I'd say he's like a B tier villain for me.
Yeah.
C tier.
Okay. All right.
I do wonder, like side note, I do wonder if the MCU might try something like this, like giving the character their own horror movie, like standalone, like no connections, no setup, just straight up standalone horror movie.
Because I know Sony's attempted this,
Yeah, and it
but
sucked monkey balls.
yeah, they butchered it. So that's what I'm thinking. Is Gunn trying to do something similar? Not with every villain, but just like within the Batman Gotham universe.
Maybe for some, but not all. I mean,
Yes, I
can
mean,
see
not
them
for
doing.
all.
I can see them doing it for Killer Croc. Honestly, either Killer Croc, Scarecrow.
No,
I would love a Scarecrow movie.
Scarecrow for sure. Killer Croc, I don't know. Because it isn't like for me, he's kind of like that bottom tier Batman villain, mainly because we don't see him often.
I mean, you can do the same format as this, as like telling a tragedy story with Killer Croc. I don't know what that movie would look like, but same kind of themes.
I do remember the whole, like, you remember that Black Label thing back in the day where Warner Brothers wanted to do like more Joker spin-off Elseworld kind of stuff. Like I even remember that THR article that was like a Clayface movie is in the works. A Scarecrow movie is in the works. I think even Professor Pig was thrown in there. And DC,
I love that too.
Yeah, DCU Leaks, who is reliable in the space, initially reported that Flanagan's this Clayface movie, was going to take place in the Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves universe.
That's what I was assuming.
Yeah, which is interesting. But I'm 100% glad and prefer that it is in the DCU because it's our first taste of this world and the world building in the DCU Batman, but also just like fantastical. That's what so many Batman fans like us have been yearning for and dying for, is a fantastical universe. And this is really the first step in that direction, while also telling a very human story that, you know, a lot of BTAS fans, you know, love and Mike Flanagan himself loves. So, you know, very, very exciting things coming out of DC Studios here.
Oh, for sure. And one thing I know, boys, I've said this many times, because we saw Clayface in that, whatever that show was, right? And he was kind of he's kind of a comical kind of character in a way. So even though that was something Gunn did way beforehand, I wonder if is he going to transition to something different with this version of him.
I kind of just don't take Creature Commandos too seriously in terms of like the overall DCU, like especially with Clayface.
Yeah, that's fair. That was something that was in the works like before James Gunn took over the job, you know. That was like very Suicide Squad era coded. And it's the same thing with like Xerxes in Creature Commandos. Like don't like it's James Gunn being James
like
Gunn.
It happened, just forget it.
Yeah, basically like, you know, it's animated, it's fun, but live action version, you know, let's wait for that. But I think we've yapped enough. Are we ready for this trailer?
Let's get it.
Yeah. I've been trying to find it for like 10 minutes, and even though it says uploaded, I still can't find it. Jesus Christ.
I was gonna react to it on Twitter, but it is now on the DC YouTube page. So
I found it. And
look at that first shot, bro. Look at that.
Ooh.
Look how haunting that
so
is, bro.
Brutal.
That's the stuff of nightmares right there, bro.
Holy shit, this shit looks nightmarish.
I want to see it just based off this one picture. God.
I know. All right. So let's react. Let's get into it. Oh,
Sold.
ooh, the lighting, the
I am
tone.
sold, bro.
Ooh. Oh my god. Yes.
Oh,
Wow. That is a
Sold.
teaser. That is a teaser, man.
Sold.
Damn. Damn them. Damn. That was only a minute. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I'm
That
sold,
shit
bro.
was something for a
That
minute.
was, yeah, I mean, look at that. That's crazy.
This shit was actually kind of scaring me a little bit. I like that. I really do like that.
Yeah, so let's get into it. So that was a really good teaser, only a minute long. I can't, fully be like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever because it's just a taste. But yeah, man, it is like, this is what's so great about DC Studios and their initial promise is that we're going to get stylistically and tonally different versions. This takes place in the same universe as Superman. Like, think about that. That is awesome. I
Wow.
love that. I really do. The tone and the feel of the trailer is very eerie and very, it is going to be leaning into the body horror clearly. And that was, part of the initial, appeal of the pitch. It's just it's giving A24 but DC Studios, and that's what I love about it. And it is lower budget. I think it only costs 50 mil. This could really be a hit. This is like, and it comes out October 23rd, right around Halloween. They have the perfect spot for it. This could really be, I've been saying, I know Austin's been saying, sleeper comic book movie this year. It could really perform well in an era where horror movies generally are doing quite well for themselves. This could really be something and be a start for DC Studios to maybe explore other horror, properties, Justice League Dark, or do another villain spinoff. Like, I'm messing with this, man. I'm messing with this. But JG, how we feeling?
I am sold. You heard me 5 seconds in. Oh yeah, I'm watching this. I got to see this. Because we know Penguin was so peak, and one thing I wonder was, okay, what can Gunn do to compete with that, right? Because he has his Batman resets. This is Batman. What are you gonna do, Gunn? That's gonna bring me over to you as far as the Gotham Batman universe. This is it. This I'm ready. I'm hoping for a balance because Superman was kind of bright. I want to see a balance of, okay, can you be fantastical, still kind of grounded, but still give me that Gotham-esque dark feel? Because this is a city full of grit, just grime, just so much. Look at that face, bro. Look at that. Oh my god. And in the song that goes along with the trailer, oh, perfect.
From Guardians 3, nice touch.
Perfect, bro. It was slowed down and kind of dark. Oh, I love it. Very fitting. Like I said, it was only a minute teaser, maybe. It's not much to unpack here. The Gotham Police, vehicle, that was a great touch. And again, where's Batman this whole time? Where's Damian? What's going on with them? I hope they don't show them because it may take away from what Clayface is. But yeah, I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
Yes, sir. Austin.
I am curious when, like, in regards to Batman, like when in his career this takes place. Because like if Creature Commando's Clayface is like the same, Batman's well established at this point, and if this is an origin story, then I'm curious like how many years Batman has been out there.
That's true. It is further back in the timeline. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe Bruce is over with Ra's al Ghul right now.
To your point, you know, would it be great if they cast a Batman and they did a reshoot and they added him into this movie? Absolutely. But what's so interesting about this movie and what they've marketed it as is like a very human story. Tom Rhys Harries is his name, complete unknown actor. I'm very excited to see what he brings to this character. I mean, he beat out like Jack O'Connell and
Wow.
Tom Blythe. Like he beat out more high profile actors. So what he's bringing to the table, I'm very, very excited to see.
I've been sold since I heard Mike Flanagan's name, to be honest.
Yeah.
And there's not much to go off of, but like this shot is amazing.
Yes.
That last shot in the bath when he just wipes his face away is, yeah, let's see it.
Yeah.
It's kind of given Question vibes, and
Yeah, man.
you know,
It's
I
true.
love the Question.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Another point is that, you know, James Gunn was talking about how he loved that Watkins and everyone involved, that they were leaning into the practical effects. Again, it's lower budget, so it could turn a profit very easy. And you could just see the creativity like oozing out of this movie. I'm, you know, it's not much, but you know, as a Clayface guy who has always loved Clayface, I'm, you know, it's clear Mike Flanagan's love for Batman the Animated Series is here. It seems very on point with the tragedy. He's leaning into that. Yeah, this looks promising. But MovieKing, how we feeling on this trailer?
Same thing with the rest of you guys said. It was a pretty good trailer, and one thing I do love is that I said this before, and I'll say this again. I just love how tonally different this is compared to the other movies in the DCU. Because, like you guys said, this movie takes place within the same universe as Superman and Peacemaker. So them being able to pull this off it's still crazy, especially, you know, like I said, with the movies I just mentioned. I still think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they're fulfilling a promise, and the director's vision is always first. Storytelling is always key, as James Gunn said, and you really see that here. You really.
I really do appreciate that. And if this movie is also rated R, which this trailer really just confirmed, then yeah, it's gonna be even better.
Yeah, that's like the cherry on top, is that you can just go nuts with it, go crazy for it.
Yeah, which kind of piques my interest to if they're going to make the DCU Batman rated R, which I doubt, but that would be kind of cool if they did. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I think there's a 0% chance of that happening. But if you do something on HBO Max and you want to make it TVMA, maybe focus on one of the Bat family members, that's a little more possible to me. But Batman is Batman, you know. Outside of Spider-Man, he's the most popular, right? So, you know, you have to, you know, bring in the kids.
I'd like to see like Matt Reeves' Batman go rated R, but like for the DCU, it just makes sense to go the PG-13 route, which it's not like they can't still do a lot with PG-13. I mean, the Batman was pretty close to rated R.
Yeah, if you're pushing the envelope, you know, that's cool. And you know, with Robin, you know, that's going to be a huge thing for the kids, and leaning into the fun and the fantastical, not going overly goofy, because obviously looking at this trailer, you know, this is a side and a corner of the DCU Batman, and it's an indication of things to come, and it's very, very promising. I love, like, come on, this is like iconic Clayface choice of weapon here. I love, you know, the whole topic of like Surf Dracula has come up, right? That they keep making you wait for who you really want to see. But for this movie, it's really going to work. A slow descent into madness and becoming this villain to maybe the third act or even the final shot where he becomes the big monster Clayface. I love that idea. I think it's important to really flesh this character out. And next time we see him in the DCU, it'll be like, he won't be just a generic monster that Batman's going to fight. It's, there's a person behind that Clay. So I think this movie from all angles is just like really, really creative. And, so far so good. I wish it was longer than a minute. I wish I could go on. I wish I could be like dissecting this trailer, but in terms of it being a teaser, it did its job. It really did. It's giving A24. It's giving, the horror crowd is going to go crazy for this, and Batman fans who have been waiting for the fantastical, who want just a piece of the future, are going to come and see this too. And I think it's going to do well, man. I think it's going to do quite well for itself. Last thing I want to say, I guess, in terms of the DCU Gotham, we've had a lot of great Gothams, but a mix of like Arkham Knight and Batman the Animated Series, like the bright neon and gothic architecture is what I want to see. And it's not much to go off of in this trailer, but you get that very colorful, vibrant vibe here. And I'm very much digging it. We have the cinematographer for Supergirl, an ex machina on this. I'm blanking on his name. But you could Rob Hardy. You could clearly tell that this is his work here. I'm very much digging it. I'm interested in how the tone will be in Lanterns and eventually Brave and the Bold. That's what's exciting, though. We'll be on our toes, and each DCU project we'll walk into won't be the very same thing. Marvel could never.
They could if they want to.
They could if they want to. That's the point. And specifically, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Daredevil Born Again is kind of proof of that, even though it's not horror, but it's proof that they're willing to go down the R-rated territory. And Deadpool and Wolverine.
True. I would say more so Sony, because I've seen those comparisons that people are worried about this movie because it could be a Sony-verse like Venom situation. And there's like a very key distinction with that. Is that the writer of Gods of Egypt and Morbius is not writing this movie, okay? It's fucking Mike Flanagan, okay? And I know Austin and I see eye to eye on this. Dr. Sleep is like so incredibly underrated. What Mike Flanagan has done, what Mike Flanagan has done, like the fact that he's a great writer and he loves Batman the Animated Series is just like, this is a dream pairing. I think it's going to work out very, very well for itself.
I hope it like leads to Mike Flanagan writing and hopefully directing something else for DC. I'm kind of bummed he isn't directing this, but like, I'm not going to complain about James Watkins.
Yeah, that'll always be sort of like the bummer is that Mike Flanagan couldn't direct his passion project. I was like fully on board with him writing and directing, but in terms of getting your secondary, James Watkins, man, like he's cooking. The shots, the style, the flair. I think they got the right guy to play out Flanagan's vision here. It all looks very, very promising.
And James Watkins has the privilege of like creating the first look at Gotham City in the DCU. True. And I'm curious if they'll try and like mirror his vibe for his vision for Gotham, or if each thing will just kind of like make their own,
Yeah, that is interesting. I remember James Gunn saying something about he used specifically Metropolis in terms of these projects being stylistically different. Like I believe the instance he brought up was like if a director wanted to come in and do a different style of Metropolis, I would have no problem with that. So there is a chance that, in Brave and the Bold, this Gotham looks slightly different or they tweak it. But as long as it has like the sort of same lived in energy and color, that's what's most important. This could really be the best live action Gotham of all time if they lock in on it. But we'll see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, it's very hard to beat that Gotham with all the huge statues and all that stuff. That was, oh my god, I love that Gotham.
Yeah, just embrace it, bro. Just go for it.
Yeah, Matt Reeves' Gotham was cool too, but I'll think about Metropolis. I didn't like. We didn't see enough of it. For me, anyway. Why is it Metropolis? Like, what's so great about it? But yeah, man, I'm excited for this. Wow, this is.
It's good. I wish it was longer than a minute, man. I wish we could really go on and dissect it, but it did its job ultimately. And I think a lot of DC fans are like hyped that this is like different. And as much as Marvel Studios will do the rated R stuff, DC will always have the edge in terms of like these art house indie, truly different, comic book movies. They'll do something, outside of the typical genre or buddy cop or whatever. Like they just have always had that edge. And you see that here. Again, Marvel Studios could if they locked in and depending on the character. But this is the appeal of DC, is that you can do vastly different things from project to project. And DC Studios is fulfilling its promise. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy right now.
And I do think the only thing that's really holding Marvel back from truly doing that is just Disney themselves and them trying to be family friendly across all the subsidiaries.
Yeah, I agree. That was my one issue with Disney, is this the Disneyfication of Marvel. I didn't want, but I think there are some times where they kind of ride that line. Like look at Daredevil, right? It rides that line where it's Disney, but we can go there if we needed to.
Yeah, it depends on the character and the tone they're going for. I mean, you have stuff like Guardians 3, funnily enough, James Gunn, right? But like when High Evolutionary's face is scratched out, that was something out of like a rated R movie. Like it was gory and visceral, and like you can go there. You just got to find the right person for it and the right character. Not everything has to be rated R. You just have to really have a clear vision here, and that's ultimately what I'm getting from this trailer is Flanagan's love for the animated series, his love for this character in general, and translating it to the big screen. And this is an IMAX, bro. Got confirmed for an IMAX release, which I don't think was previously confirmed. So this is awesome.
I'm looking at a lot of comments and other videos, and a lot of people are saying DC is back. So we'll see.
They've been back for a while now, but
I won't go that far. I won't go that far.
I mean, kind of, but you just have to wait until the contrarians come out just to say that they're still in the trenches, just because Clayface did something did something bad or something.
Well, when you think about like the DC animation has always been top tier, right?
DCAU is always peak.
No, that Black Adam trash ruin things.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. Like as far as Disney in this new Gunn DCU, I would say Superman is probably the most Disney movie if you want to compare. But they do a great job with the balance, right? Because Superman is supposed to be bright. He's supposed to be like colorful. He's supposed to give you hope. Batman's supposed to use the darkness as his weapon. So I want to see that dual. I want to see that contrast.
Yeah, know your audience and know who to appeal to.
Exactly.
Superman worked for the family-friendly audience, and in an era where horror movies are doing very well for themselves, we got like 3 or 4 horror movies in May, in 1 month. Like this Clayface,
look at that shot.
Could really work. Yeah, this is like I'm gonna feel like it's gonna be hard to watch, man. The body horror, sympathizing with this guy, like. I know Mike knows what he's doing. So that's why I'm very excited for this movie. And when we get more footage and maybe in the official trailer, we get to actually see the clay monster, final design. How much will we see that? I don't know, but
I hope they keep that for the movie.
Maybe
I wouldn't
tease at
mind.
the end of this
Yeah.
and at Brave and the Bold actually show him full on.
I would not mind that if they held out and made us go to the theater to watch it.
I mean, like, if they hold out, people will complain that they didn't show it, and then if they do show it, people are going to be like, they should not have shown that.
That's
what I
also
mean?
true.
So it's kind of like
that's
a fine
Yeah.
line you got to walk.
it's going to be a lose-lose. So yeah, but I think the story boils down to this actor, this fall from grace, mixing in with the wrong people. Like, it's a very human story, and the Clayface clay monster is like the cherry on top. That I think ultimately we're going for this very human, character-driven story, and we'll be rewarded by the end with the comic accurate, Clayface that we want to see and sort of promise of the future.
Yeah,
No
it's kind of
Batman,
like,
no Watch. Interesting.
Eh,
Interesting.
I
I mean, there was no Batman and Penguin. That shit was peak. So
There
True.
was no Batman. There was no Batman and Joker, and that was still
yeah,
pretty
that was
good.
great. So I mean,
Also true. Yeah. Yeah, no, if the story is on point, if the character work is on point, it's fine. It's like Daredevil, like Spider-Man's not in it, even though he has a clear place in the story, but the story is so good that we don't mind. It's about, how you write these characters in the story. So yeah, I mean, it would be another cherry on top if they get my guy
Alan.
Spinar in there. My guy,
Alan.
Alan. I'm just saying, I'm throwing it
Alan.
out there. All right, we can dream. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. Who am I to crush
Bro's
dreams?
just got to watch out for his neighbors.
I understood that
tweeted
reference.
the posted.
I should have the GIF of Cap on command there. Yeah, because Matt Reeves is a producer on this movie.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's
that's
a producer on like most Batman related things, like even Caped Crusader.
As he should, yeah. And that's why I believe this movie was supposed to be taking place initially in the Matt Reeves universe, but James Gunn saw that we need to let Clayface be Clayface and be fantastical. He needs to be in our universe, and Matt was, chill with it. It's great that he's involved in all Batman related things because he loves the character, and his Batman is my favorite live action Batman. So yeah, I'm happy with his involvement. All good.
Man. This shot, bro.
Yeah.
I wonder if he owes somebody money or something, maybe a mob or something. Who knows?
I mean, it's directly inspired by Feet of Clay, the animated, animated series episode. So, it's not going to be a one-to-one, and I wouldn't want it to be, but they can take the essence of that story, how he gets in trouble with the mob and all that, and, make it even edgier, even darker, but in the good way. Rated, like Clayface is, body horror. Like, they know what they're doing with this character. It's very intentionally rated R, so it's not going to be for shock value. It's going to be for, pure storytelling purposes. And, they got it right. They got it right. This trailer is, I was already sold. Like Austin was saying, like I was already sold. And this trailer is just like a reaffirmment that I think it's going to work. I really think it's going to work. But yeah, man, that's all I got to say about this trailer. I want more. I want to see more. A minute is criminal, but that's okay. We'll get more, and we'll be excited for more. Any final thoughts on that trailer?
Great trailer. Teaser did exactly what it's supposed to do. Tease me to want more. The shots were great. The music, background music was great. There was a little shot in the teaser where maybe Clayface is chasing or after somebody. Looks like maybe a circus or whatever the thing was. It's just so much you can take from it, but it's not enough to talk about. But I am intrigued by it.
Oh man, I want that full trailer.
All right.
I know, bro.
They'll probably come in like July or August, I would imagine. I'm excited to see how they build Gotham. I mean, we saw from set photos that they're like working on world building. And I hope we don't see Batman, just so it can stand on its own. But like, I'd rather see Bruce Wayne than Batman.
Yeah.
Like, if he's at like a movie premiere or something like that.
Oh, you
for
beat
him,
me to it. I was about to say that would be
Just
a
like-
terrific idea.
just even if he like bumps into him, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. Because like the audience knows that he's Batman,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
for Matt Hagen, it would just be like bumping into the richest guy in Gotham.
I love that idea so much, and it sucks that he's not cast yet because that
Yeah.
is just perfect. I really love that, actually. But yeah, I mean, Batman does not need to be in this story whatsoever. It'd be a cherry on top, but by no means a requirement. We're here for Clayface. We're here for Matt Hagen, and the story looks engaging and interesting all on its own, with him as the lead. So, you know, let's let him cook, man. I think this is DC Studios is cooking, man. This is exciting. This is a good sense of things to come. But
Trailer looks good. Can't wait for it. Thankfully, I'm glad that James Gunn is the one taking the helm at DC. It's a blessing in disguise.
I agree, 100%. Great teaser. Working down the panel, where can people find you?
You know, same bad time, same bad channel. The signal goes up, I come running with Mi Hermano de Otra Madre, El Príncipe de Nueva York. Super wise. And also check out the guys on the OOC. Enzo and Roberto will be making my return soon, sometime. And check out my fellow Puerto Rican New Yorker, GGC, doing great things over there.
Yes, sir. MovieKing.
Same as always, you can either find me on my YouTube channel, the MovieKing 3000, or you can find me on Johnny's Discord.
Johnny's Discord.
That's me. I'm Johnny.
You gonna let him? You gonna take that, man? Johnny boy.
I support him for who he is. We are a loving community here. Awesome.
I am in the Discord, and that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Short and sweet. Thank you, everyone who joined in the live chat. Invincible, Jacob, Ramen, Big Brow, Savage Lion, Tony. Appreciate you guys. We will see you next week for Daredevil Born Again, Season 2, Episode 7. Until then, take care.